Hello, hello. Welcome everybody to Story Saturday. Oh, I need to move this. Sorry about that. I need to move this a little bit. How are we, everybody? Hello, Angela. Hello, hello. So good to see you. Hi, Evie. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome. We're going to give it a few minutes for people to get in before I start with the reading. But welcome everybody in. Welcome to Story Saturday. Right now we're in our Remembering Through the Records series. We are reading Akashic Records Made Easy by Sandra Anne Taylor. And this week we are on week 3, chapter 3. We're on chapter 3. Jennifer, hello, hello. Yay. You finally made it to one of these. So grateful to be here. I'm so grateful to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. How have you been? I hope you're doing well. Melinda. Hello, Melinda. Hello, hello. Welcome everybody in. Oh, I see Ginger's face popped up there too. The tribe is here. Welcome, the soul tribe. Let me be more specific with that. Oh, Melanie, hello. Welcome, welcome, Melanie. Melanie is an amazing teacher on here. Everyone go follow Melanie if you don't already. Her and Violet are the ones that started the Ask Your Guides. And now Violet and Alejandro are doing it. Melanie does why am I blanking out? I know you do your sound healings. You also do a lot with cooking. Wonderful things. Yes, wonderful things. So grateful to have you here. Thank you for being here. All right, let's see who. Ginger. Yeah, ask your guides. I remember. Yep. You and Violet were the OGs in the Ask Your Guides. It's such an amazing thing. I love it. Let's see. Yeah, they are, Ginger. I agree. Melanie's sound sessions are good. I've been to one. I was able to make one and I couldn't stay the whole time and I was so upset. I was so upset. So I try my best. There's so many teachers on here that I love, and we all try to support each other, right? So we try to go to each other's lives, and there's just so time conflicts so much for me with my schedule sometimes that it makes me sad that I'm not able to get into a lot of people's lives that I wish I could. But I do my best. I do my best. So all right, everyone. So, oh no, Evie's not feeling well. Let's send some well wishes. Well wishes to Evie. Okay. So I'm going to try to be careful about how I say things with these new standards that we just got emailed about lives. So these events are recorded. Unfortunately, I'm not able to upload them onto Insight Timer. I'm allowed to do them live, like all of us are. There's so many teachers on here that are doing, book readings and things like that, and we're allowed to do them live. But when we can't record them and then submit them as a track because they say that's copyright. But if you do ever miss one of these are being recorded. If you go to my Insight Timer teacher profile, you can learn more about me there and scroll down to the bottom and find out more information. All right, everybody. So we are, like I said, we are reading the Akashic Records Made Easy. Sandra, Sandra Anne Taylor. So we will go ahead and get started. All right, so chapter 3, the records now and always. For those of you that are this is your first time or coming in, it's okay. She is really good about sharing information. So even if you have missed the first 2 chapters, it's still really easy to pick up on what she's talking about. This isn't one of those books where it's like, oh, you have to read one to understand two and read two to understand three kind of things. Um, you definitely get more information, but you all will be just fine. So sit back, relax, and listen. I'm going to do the reading, and then when we get to the exercise, that pretty much is a guided meditation that I will lead you all through at the end. So, all right, here we go. Chapter 3, The Records Now and Always. Although the Akashic Records hold unlimited information about literally everything, many people limit their record exploration to past life investigation. In the East, reincarnation is widely adopted as the basis of many religions. People in the West may have lagged in accepting this theory of transmigration of the soul, but the trend has changed dramatically in recent years. And now a vast number of Westerners believe in the concept. The fact is, the theory of reincarnation makes sense, both energetically and personally. When you feel familiar with a new place or person, it could be a quiet memory, vibrating in the depth of your eternal consciousness. A current, excuse me, a current talent could easily represent a past life skill. Irresistible attraction now could indicate previous passions, and problems from long ago could be the source of such present patterns as addictions and obsessions. You are an eternal being, and your personal records hold the details of every experience in every life you've ever lived. The time of your life is now and always. Instead of ending, your spirit transforms, returning lifetime after lifetime. Through your many experiences, you form habits and attachments, relationships, personality patterns, and emotions all get written in the records of your eternal life. Throughout time, your consciousness carries the records of the eternal you in accumulated codes that direct your present path. So it becomes immensely helpful to explore the records to more easily understand the issues you're dealing with now. The information you uncover can not only reveal important truths about what you're going through, but also empower you to rewrite the unhealthy or unhappy records and move in new directions from now on. Excuse me, let me take a sip of water. I did not get my tea today. I'm still dealing with sinus issues. I apologize. Oh, I love seeing the hearts. People are resonating with the material. All right, science, energy, and eternity. Aristotle stated, the more you know you don't know. Isn't that the truth? This concept holds true today. Dark matter and dark energy make up 95% of our universe, yet our physical world is only 4.9%. Just think how much there is to learn about. One interesting theory about the incredible universe of ours is M theory, which some scientists call the mother of all theories. This could help to explain the nature and behavior of all matter and energy. M theory's concept of 11 home dimensions being the source of untold numbers of parallel universes opens up eternal potentials of reality. Past life events and future life potentials coexist in the storage of unlimited information on membranes of consciousness that are as close to you as the end of your eyelashes. On these membranes, there are entire universes, mysterious realms holding worlds of reality in our experience. This could mean that what is clear, true, and predictable may be only part of the story. Unlimited potential events far beyond our consciousness may exist in the records and could connect with these alternate realities. It is possible to get a glimpse of both our past and potential future events actually located on other membranes due to the very nature of time. A large part of our awareness spins in the orbit of our present incarnation, but we are able to spring to the path of another life, gather information from the records there, and examine the relevance and importance in our current experiences. This exploration can make a big difference in the events and emotions of this life. In fact, the opportunity to unravel karmic influences can transform everything. When we understand that energy can be transferred and matter can be transformed, the principles of reincarnation and the continuum of life become clear. There is true, this is true on a cosmic level, and it applies to our individual lives and identities as well. Reincarnation can clarify many unanswered questions. For example, why do some people suffer more than others? Perhaps it's not as arbitrary as many think. Perhaps our perception of hardship is simply a return of energy that gives us the freedom to understand unlearned experiences from previous lifetimes. Reincarnation could also explain the many questions we have about the experiences in our present life, such as meeting a new acquaintance and having the impression that we've known this person before, or the sudden and easy appearance of a skill or talent that's actually an extension from a past life. Also, emotional events such as love at first sight, an overpowering attraction or repulsion to someone, phobias, allergies, weight issues, and even sexual preferences might be linked through reincarnation. All of these things may have existing explanation, but an eternal view may make even more sense and provide a more thorough understanding. Investigating your past life records uncovers powerful yet unknown attraction factors, revealing how and why you have attracted certain life shaping events and released negative ones, as well as revealing potentially positive influences. When you start to travel the records of your own past existences, you will get glimpses of past personalities and emotions felt before. This new awareness will give you deeper insight into why certain patterns, events, and ongoing choices rule your life now. With this new clarity, knocking down the obstacles and finding the changes you long for will become far easier. All right, I see the comment section. Hold on, I'm going to stop for a second because I see it. Bing, 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 bing. Who's here? CG. Welcome, CG, another amazing teacher in here. Give CG a follow as well. She also has the Radical Read Center that she does on Friday nights where she is reading, where she does readings from books as well. I can't remember the title of the book that you're doing right now, but I really am upset that I can't get to it because it was really wonderful and powerful. All right, Angela, welcome, welcome. All right, seeing the truth. One client had significant vision problems and severe chronic allergies. She also worked in a job she hated. When we looked into her past life records, we found a life where she was a slave in ancient Rome, and her job was to clean other people's clothes, stirring them in boiling concoctions that steamed awful smelling fumes in her face. She resented both the work and the fumes that burned her eyes and made her sneeze. When she looked at the situation of her present life, she realized that she was carrying those memories in her cells and in her feelings of servitude in her present job. She rewrote those old records and she worked on reclaiming her power in her present situation. In time, she was able to leave that job and find one that resonated with her. She also rid herself of some of her physical problems, reducing her allergies to merely seasonal instead of year-round. And although she still needed glasses, she no longer had the pain and dryness that had plagued her for so long. Her lesson had been from the past, but she reclaimed her power in the present and released herself from future suffering. Such is the nature of time. Our power in the present leads us in both directions. The nature of time. Time is elusive. We label it by hours, days, and years to define and compartmentalize our existence. We hold on to it in our minds using both our memory and our sense of anticipation. In the past and the future, if the past and the future exist in parallel universes, then different experiences today could lead to many possible alternatives to come. And this is not limited to just the future. Believe it or not, these shifts in consciousness could provide us with different pasts and presents as well. Many scientists today believe that all time exists simultaneously. The perception of moment to moment in sequential time is more of an experiential phenomenon. This concept is called the space-time continuum. And though it's difficult to absorb, it basically says that all time exists at the same time. Yet, how can all of time, past, present, and future, exist simultaneously? And if this is really what's happening as we travel through the present moment, what could be occurring in the future and the past at this very same instant? The answers are mind-boggling, but very important. Space-time continuum could be a deep, wide space phenomenon where movement can occur in one direction and at the same time in opposite directions. It could also be a field of potentiality where all past, present, and future potentials are present on the same plane. These different fields of potentiality express themselves at different rates of vibration. In other words, the past, present, and future are happening simultaneously, but resonating at different vibratory rates. This means that linear movement, the ever present now, is happening at a much denser resonance. This dense resonance allows us to live in what we call real time with all the physical sensations that entails. Our past then falls away in a less dense vibration, while our future plane opens up in front of us, energetically taking shape even now. Our experience of sequential time is that moment. We are always in the now in terms of what we see and feel. All the while, the rest of time is vibrating as pure potential in our lives. Past, present, and future, all happening simultaneously, offers a significant tool in dealing with our recorded codes and patterns. This gives us the opportunity to rewrite the records of the past, to choose consciously what we record in the present, and move forward to script the record details of the future. Following the future. Weird, I can follow right now as past and future all the same time. I know, it's a big concept, right? Like, think about deja vu. Have you ever experienced deja vu? From what I've always been told is that's when you're either shifting timelines or your timelines converge. Um, but yeah, it's a very deep concept to sit and think about. Like, what do you mean it's happening at the same time? All right, following the future. We will be exploring how the past is still influencing the present and the specific steps we can take to change both. Later, we will also be looking at how we can actually visit the future and even direct our destiny there, both in this life and in lifetimes to come. But if all time exists at once, the question of predestination comes into play. If the future is happening at this very moment, does that mean that the events in the future are already set and established? I believe the answer is no. The future exists in energetic potential, not in predestined fact. As we change our energy, both past and present, we record different outcomes for all the time to come. Our soul creates lessons for us, but our major life events are not scripted in advance and they can be changed. The well-known Heisenberg uncertainty principle gives us insight into this complex idea. According to the uncertainty principle, our world exists in a state of pure potential, a constant state of flow and flux, where change can happen at any moment. This applies to the waves of particles of our physical world, and it's also true for our eternal lives. The soul brings its lessons into existence, and the events that occur are there to help us facilitate growth. When we learn these lessons, we have the option to change what we're experiencing in the present. That change can then shift the energetic potential of the future as well. In other words, though the future is already vibrating in energetic potential, we always have the power to change it. All right, let's see. Hold on. I see some. Where does dreaming play into the timeline? Karma says, y'all, I dreamed I was pregnant last night, panicking, and took a test this morning that was negative. And then I started to wonder if that's a different timeline I dreamed of me being pregnant. Yeah. It could be, or it could be like a premonition, like Jennifer says. Um, dreaming, Karma, dreaming is a really good question. From my understanding of dreaming, multiple things can happen, right? So the human body is resting, right? But nighttime is also when the veil is thinnest. So, like a lot of times, that is when people get messages, which can then be translated right through in your dreams and things like this that you have. Some people, well, I don't want to say some people believe, some people go. Some people, their human might be resting, but their soul leaves. I have a friend that, like, when she's sleeping at night, her soul leaves and goes into the beyond. And she actually like sits on account on like part of like a galactic council and things like that. So it's interesting to me because I can tell when I'm here and when I'm not here when I'm mid sleeping based on how tired I am when I wake up. So as far as dreaming, I don't know as far as the like dimension, like energetically where it is, but my thought would be it would have to be pretty high, because that's where the veil is thinnest and they're able to communicate with us, even though it's kind of subconsciously a lot of times. Um, and then, yeah, dreams can be all kinds of things. And I know like people have written books on it, but it kind of is so individualized. I mean, yeah, if you have certain dreams that happen all the time, those tend to mean something, like the chasing. If you have a dream you're being chased or something like that. But like I have somebody that comes to my other lives on Wednesdays. They've reached out to me twice in the past week because they had a dream and the number was so prominent in their dream, and they're like, what does this mean? And it was I channeled the message for them, and it was a really powerful message. And it was funny because they came to my live that Wednesday night and they wanted a card reading, and I literally was like, you just got the message that you needed earlier today. And they're like, I know, but I just want some more confirmation. And we were joking about it because I can be that way with my guides too. They'll give me information and then I'm like, but I need more. And they're like, no, sit with that. So yeah, dreams can be, absolutely. Maybe your life is pregnant with a new beginning. Oh, I love that, Karma. Yeah, we really do have to look into our dreams. And that's why it can be hard for like, and if we go to like a book for it, right? Because yeah, they're like I said, there's patterns to dreams and things like that. But a lot of times it's either messages for us that we need to try and interpret, or it could be premonitions. You could have seen future timelines for you, for somebody else that you're attached to. So it's really kind of sitting with those dreams, and kind of trying to analyze almost the meaning and what it could mean for you. I keep dreaming about curling irons and the need to do my hair. Had the dream 2 times in the last 8 days. Oh, wow. That's funny. Huh. Do you have an issue with your hair? What is it with the hair and curling irons? That's interesting. Because, yeah, if dreams come back, like if the same dream gets repeated, there's a message. So I don't know. what that would mean specifically for you. Not really. Yeah. I don't know, maybe if you're like me and never ever wants to do the hair, the guides would, if I was having that dream, I already know my would be my guides telling me, you need to keep yourself put together a little bit more. Yeah, that would be personally for me. My dreams so much. It's like a real life, but with perks. Some of my dreams come true. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Dreams can come true. People do see premonitions, see visions of future timelines and future events that can be seen in dreams. I used to trying to think what I can say on here without getting blocked. Um, my dreams were so vivid and so detailed, and until I kind of got where I am now with on the spiritual journey that I'm in, it was really intense and they felt very, very overwhelming to me. So a lot of times I use substances before I slept to kind of like not really stop me from dreaming, but it was just so intense that it could be really overwhelming for me because it was some pretty deep premonitions and pretty deep messages that were really heavy. And now I'm in a place that I can handle that. But I just cut off about 6 inches though. You're overdoing my hair. Maybe that's your hair mourning the loss of itself. Or it's a flashback to you having to do your hair and you not having cut it all off. Karma says, I have relatives that have passed that tell me information in my dreams. Yeah, absolutely. My grandmother came to me one time because my mother needed to care for herself more during a crisis she was having. She told me to call her babushka and give my mother the message from her. My mother freaked because no one knew that nickname but my mother and grandmother. Yeah, oh, karma. Wow, that's super powerful. They do. They definitely do. They definitely do and come and give us messages if we're listening, right? If we're listening to it and being open. Absolutely. I typically feel like I recall dreams, Kristen says. Yeah, some people do, some people don't. That's why I feel like pretty much anybody that you talk to along this journey, and like I used to get annoyed by it, and now I'm like, oh, now I know why. Now I know why. Always have a journal with you, like literally always. Or if you don't, we all normally have our phones. Like my GOOGLE notes section is ridiculous. I think I'm up to like 245 now. But that's why they tell us to keep like a journal on our bedside table. Because, a lot of people, right when you first wake up, have more of a chance of remembering. Other people are really good at remembering dreams. It's just every single person is different. You can learn how to do that. I forget what it's called because there's teachers on here that have guided meditations. I'm sure Nikki Sutton does. Nikki Sutton, I feel like, is I don't want to I feel Nikki Sutton is very popular and has a lot of nighttime geez, nighttime meditations, not only to help with sleep, but like sleep with healing. She does a lot of subliminals in them. And I don't know why I'm blanking out on what it's called. It's not called conscious dreaming, but you can learn how to have a little bit more, not control over it, but go into it a little bit more and remember it more through that process. But again, I can't remember if anybody remembers what that's called. I don't know why I'm being blocked from it right now, but Nikki Sutton, I'm sure does it, and I'm sure there's plenty other teachers on here. Lucid dreaming, thank you, Ezra. Yes, lucid dreaming. That's it. Yeah. So if you just Ezra and Amelia, thank you for helping me out. So yeah, if you just look up lucid dreaming, I'm sure there's tons of meditations on here. I love Nikki Sutton. When I used to have problems with sleep, I would always use her meditations. And then once I stopped having problems with sleeping, then I started doing a lot of her ones that had the subliminals in it for certain things, like increasing intuition, connecting. I didn't ever go down the lucid dreaming part of it because I have very vivid dreams. But yeah, so you can very much so look into that. Would be my suggestion, would be to look into the lucid dreaming. All right, everybody, let's get back to the reading. A revelation of titanic proportions. This is wild. Are y'all ready for this story? One of the great purposes of the Akashic Records is for you to open up to the wisdom they hold and use your intention, consciousness, and energy to set the record straight. We can do this by rewriting the records of the past, but we can also take a look at the records that vibrate in future potential, not only to gain knowledge of what the future holds, but also to gain a better understanding of what changes we need to make now in order to create the best possible future. There is little known but true and fascinating. There is a little known but true and fascinating story that exemplifies the readiness of future records as well as the potential for change. In 1898, a man named Morgan Robertson wrote a book about a huge cruise ship that went down in the North Atlantic shipping lanes. It hit an iceberg on its starboard side and sank in a matter of hours, but because there were too few lifeboats on board, over 1,200 people were lost at sea. 14 years before the sinking of the Titanic, Robertson wrote a book that had over a dozen exact parallels to that historic event. Amazingly, his book was called Futility, or The Wreck of the Titan. Later, he talked about having a dream that was so compelling he had to write about it. Clearly, he was exposed to the potential records of the event yet to come, incorporating many of the details, including something akin to the ship's name in the narrative. This incredible coincidence begs the question, is the future predestined? Does it already exist in unchangeable facts? Right, Melinda? Wow, I know. If it's not predestined, why did Robertson see this? That particular future event already existed in potential, and the energies were already in play. Still, there were plenty of contributing factors where the people involved could have changed their energy and their choices, and therefore changed the results of the event, yet they did not. The main engineer had wanted to place enough lifeboats for everyone, but the designer said it would look too ugly on the deck, so he overrode that decision. They had been warned about the iceberg several times that night, but the need for speed and the desire for future profits made everyone dismiss those warnings. The individuals involved were clearly set on a course driven by personal agenda, and the factors came together to create the disastrous event that actually did happen years after Robertson wrote his book. If, however, the money-driven priorities had been changed to a higher consciousness, and if the people in charge had had a higher regard for human life, that event could have been entirely avoided. A potentially different outcome existed, but the energy remained the same, rolling forward in waves of mistaken priorities and dismissive attitudes. This reveals the bottom line truth. Energy determines events, and when energy changes, both the results and the records can turn out to be very different. Wild, isn't it? It's absolutely wild. And like, just think about things in like your life, like all the things that have been happening to me since I have stepped into and embodied Soraya, the Echo Flame, have been nuts. Music is a big way I get messages, and things like that. And I was just sitting here minding my own business last night, and an artist that I really like dropped a new album, and I got notified of it because I have them favorited in my, APPLE music. So I was like, oh, yay, Armin van Buuren's new album came out. All right, I'm going to listen. So I already have my headphones in, so I listened. And as always, there's no such thing as coincidences. some of these tracks started screaming out to me, and a playlist started forming that was this clear message, these clear messages for me about where I am right now. So I'm real deep, really deep in channel. And I had co-created with, trying to think how to explain this quickly. So one of my dear friends and coworkers, her husband was tragically killed in an accident several months ago, and he's been with me since he left. He is amazing, legacy energy, just a wonderful soul, now, who is, well, not now, he always has been, but now that he's kind of has understanding of where he is and what's going on and everything. And we co-created this song together. And I'm listening to this, and I'm listening to some of these songs last night, and I'm like, this is who needs to put the background music for it. So I'm like deep in channel, and they're like, yes, absolutely. Yes. You know, is it impossible? Is it crazy? Is it a long shot? No, it's really not. So I had this whole thing I did with this whole invocation because my energy just changed. And I just set this intention, and I just sent this invocation out there into the universe that it now has changed my future energy, my future timeline just changed from that event. And this is kind of what she's talking about here, is we do have the ability to change our future timelines based on our energy and what we're focused on and what we're doing. Um, let's see. What does it say? Karma, sorry, I was at work. I just finished. I don't know if I want that dream to be new life beginning. So over Earth realm, I've literally said I'm not doing this again. Oh, CG. Bless you. I wonder if he felt bad after the fact, the one who had the premonition about the Titanic. I mean, I don't know. We'll never know, right? And unless someone tells us, you know, if they interviewed him, and you can probably look at, you know, like research it and look it up. But it wasn't his fault. He saw it, right? He literally wrote it all out, and they were the ones that chose to kind of ignore it, right? So they had the choice to change that destiny, to change that future, to change what happened, but they chose not to. So if anyone should feel bad, it should, I feel like it would be them. And I feel like sometimes that's, you know, when we do get these premonitions or visions of the future and the outcomes are not really good, sometimes we do, yeah, reminds you of Nostradamus, absolutely, right? And I mean, sometimes, you know, do you like telling people necessarily bad news or things could happen? No, you don't. But it gives the people the opportunity to change the energy around it, right? And to change the direction of it and not have it manifest. So I feel like he did his due diligence, right? He had this premonition, he wrote this book, he put all these details in there. It was out there, and it was up to the people in it on whether they were going to take it right, whether they were going to listen to it. And they probably didn't read his book, but the details of it, not having the lifeboats on there, that was a conscious choice, right? That was a conscious choice. So so manifesting is how to change the records, just learning on Akashic. Actually, we're getting ready to do that right now. We're getting ready to talk about setting future intentions, opening record doors. Um, so hang tight, Kristen. Hopefully this will answer some of your questions. And if it doesn't, I can certainly, when we're done with this section, I can certainly go back. Um, yeah, we get in our face real-time warnings and we still don't listen. Isn't that the truth for a lot of people? They need to learn how to do this. All right, so setting future intentions. So what does this mean for you personally? It means you can investigate the Akashic records to see where your present energy is likely to lead you. As you do, you can determine what energies you want to change in order to create the kind of outcomes you truly desire. In addition to viewing potential futures, you actually have the power to write the records of your future. In this way, you can program the results and experiences that you're working toward into the record of your eternal soul. In fact, as we shall see later in the book, there are a number of ways that you can set your intentions in motion within the records. You can then align your own present energy with those recorded plans, directing your destiny with clarity and purpose. It may be surprising to some, but you can also use the Akashic records for such things as finding a job, picking a stock investment, choosing a new place to live, or even finding new love. Where the Akashic records are concerned, you are at the center of a vibrating vortex of energy, intention, and information, one of the most powerful forces in the world. Opening the record doors. There are many ways to tap into this incredible force. In fact, the connection can often come without your bidding. The revelations usually happen when you're relaxed, you're open, and you're receptive. This is usually a function of being in an alpha level of brain frequency, which is the most receptive and creative state of mind. When your brain frequency rests between 7 and 14 cycles per second, you're at alpha level. This is the frequency of meditation and dreaming. Above 14 cycles per second is the beta level of waking, active life. Below 7 is deep sleep or sometimes a state of trance. And although the best level for connecting with this powerful vortex of information is in the alpha state, it's not always necessary. Let's look at the ways you can open the record portal. Meditation, number one, right? Any meditation should lead you to the alpha level, which can bring spontaneous connection with the records. However, if you use a specific process with the intention to access the Akashic field, such as the many meditation processes throughout this book or available on Insight Timer, right? You will get more focused results. Play with the different exercises in the book, create some of your own, or search out a guided meditation that is taking you in to access and open the Akashic field and the Akashic records. You never know when or how inspiration is going to strike. Spontaneous inspiration, intuition, and dreams. Many flashes of connection to the Akashic records come without expectation. They often have something to do with an issue you're dealing with or a project you're working on, because that is the predominant focus in your life. Yet sometimes they have nothing to do with the current concerns. Instead, they represent random thoughts, inspiration, or guidance rising up from the depths of the Akashic field. Dreaming and daydreaming can be a source of connection too. In fact, information often comes up when you're falling asleep or just waking up. So always keep that notepad by your bed to write your dreams or impressions. Spirit messages. So there is a wealth of information that can be transmitted from the records directly to you by the way of heavenly messengers. Spirit folk, friends, family, guides, and angels abound, and they are all willing to inform and inspire you. More information on these incredible resources she's going to give you later in chapter 8. But the meditation process below will introduce you to one of your record guides. Be open to this experience, for it's the start of a wonderful journey, which we'll do when we finish reading. You can get actual Akashic readings. There are many psychics, mediums, and intuitives that delve into the Akashic records to give readings of all sorts, including past life readings. Perhaps because they open the door to the energetic realm so frequently, their access to the Akashic records is more free-flowing. When connecting with the client, they can pick up the resonance of that person's unique signature vibration, creating an automatic link to that person's particular life force energy, receiving anything from guidance on present projects to past life information that is still an influence today. You can even learn to give record readings yourself. When you open the pipeline to this wonderful energy, you'll be amazed at what you see. Viewing the records. People see the Akashic records in many different forms. Some people perceive them as a book, a large old volume that, when asked a question, has the ability to open to the right page to provide the answer. Many others see the record as a library with countless books and scrolls. Far fewer people see the records as playing out on a screen, a sort of digital version for modern times. Coming up later in this book, you'll find exercises using many of these forms, and since the information is vibrating all around you, you can view the records in any way that is comfortable for you. Even if you choose to see the records in a large book, don't be surprised if detailed images appear and actually start to move on the page. You can also choose to imagine a computer, an iPad, or a tablet, and you can even see yourself using an Akashic search engine to find the information that you're looking for. Some people say that the records are held in great buildings of vibrations, magnificent places such as the Hall of Records or the Hall of Learning. You can visualize the place you visit in any form. It is your intention and energy that are the key factors in making this connection. The meditation below will introduce you to one of the places that we will be visiting to tap into the record storehouse. It is your own sacred temple, and you'll be meeting one of your record guides there. This guide will have a bit of information or inspiration for you, so let yourself be open to receiving. All right, so we're going to pause here before we get into that exercise. Okay, let's see. Medicine woman showed me woman in distress when I first encountered her, like a house full of women in distress, and we've seen how much women are being ignored and oppressed lately. Absolutely, CG. Very much so. Very, very much. Karma, yes, CG. That neglect of personhood has become normalized via silencing, trying to discuss it. Yeah. Medicine woman also showed CG medicine that was steamy for healing. So I'd like to think that there's hope for women. Medicine woman is a healer, so her being there offers me encouragement that there is healing for the wounds being inflicted on women right now. Oh, that's so powerful, CG. I love it. I absolutely love it. Yes, medicine woman, CG medicine woman. And they're amazing. If you have guides that you're connected to, that you talk to, they can give us so much information. You just have to be willing to ask, and you just have to be open to receive. And sometimes it's difficult. Like, mine don't come through in like words, it's not like, hey, Case, this is what it is, da 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 da. Like, but it comes through in ways that, like, I get it. A lot of it is through music, or when I'm deep in the channel, and like, I guess, like, well, not I guess, in like a very, very deep meditative state. It's just a knowing that I get, which sometimes makes it hard to put things into words because I know it, I feel it, I see it. But now I have to try to describe it with human vocabulary, which sometimes can be challenging for me. But yeah, we can. I feel that, CG. Eliyahu, hello. Thanks for stopping by. So glad to see you. Another amazing teacher on here. Everybody go follow Eliyahu. Um, what was I gonna say? Um, okay, CG was talking. Oh, see, my ADHD. My train got derailed off the tracks there for a minute. Oh, yes. So about pain being inflicted on women. Absolutely. I very, very much get that feeling as well, CG, where we're kind of in this age of Aquarius right now, and we're having this paradigm shift in consciousness that's happening. And the divine mother, divine feminine energy is rising a lot stronger, and is going to be a lot more predominant force than masculine energy. I definitely see that coming. The train of thoughts tends to do that. Oh, yes, it does. Yes, it does. CG says it comes in waves of resonance. Mine is mostly in stillness, so meditation, sleep, dreams. Yeah, awesome. Mine is not in stillness. Mine is in fire, and mine is in movement and dance and sound and vibration. Mine is crazy. Any of my neighbors saw me outside last night. I've got my headphones on at like 1 a.m. and I'm just like dancing my behind off to this music because I needed to not only move and release some stuff from me, but I needed to integrate the messages that were coming in through the energy of the songs and through the lyrics of the songs that I was taking in. So I'm just like, I don't care. It is what it is. All right, Eliyahu has a sound healing tomorrow at 6. Oh, yay. At 6:33 Eastern and Monday 12:33 Eastern, the last 2 days of Pride Month. Awesome. I saw the one for Monday because I was not mad, but I was sad that I couldn't be there because I'll be working. But I can definitely make the one tomorrow at 6:33. So there you go. CG, do you have any lives coming up as well? Or Melanie, if she's still here? I know CG does her Radical Read Center on Friday nights. So that just passed. All right, everyone. So the exercise that we have for this is actually like a guided meditation, and it's leading you into your room. It's leading you in to the room to um, connect with your own sacred temple and meeting one of your record guides. So if you're ready, we're going to go into this guided meditation. So get comfortable. There is no right and wrong way to do this. As always, with meditation, do what is best for you. CG says, I do. I'm putting one up for July 5th for Radical Read Study Center. We're working through, that's it, Journey of an African American Medicine Woman. Awesome. So there you go. Give Eliyahu and CG some support. Very powerful stuff that happens in their lives. 7:15. Is that Central? Yeah, Central Standard Time. Okay. All right, everybody. So make yourself comfortable. Like I said, no right or wrong way to do this. If you want to lay down, lay down. If you want to sit down, sit down. You can do it walking around if you want to. Doesn't matter. It just matters that your intention is here and that you're listening. That's all that matters. All right, everyone. So get into that comfortable position and take a deep breath. Relax your shoulders, your arms, legs. Let all the muscles in your body relax. Take another deep breath in. Release all thoughts, concerns. Allow your consciousness to gently drift down into your heart center. Relax even further and let yourself visualize a beautiful road ahead. You notice the land around the road looks lush and green, filled with beautiful flowers and wonderful fruit trees. The sun is shining and it's a beautiful day. You now notice that further down the road, there's a stunningly beautiful building, your own sacred temple, shining so brightly in the sun. Perhaps it's made of bright white marble or crystal or light-filled glass, shining there before you. See your sacred temple. This is your own sacred temple, a magical place where you can connect to the Akashic Records and access all of the information you will ever need. You can also reach out to the spirit world, the angelic realm, your guides and masters, family, friends, and even your own higher self. See yourself walking up to this beautiful, shining building. See yourself standing at the door. You open the door and step through. Going in, you notice that it is filled with light and wonderful, loving energy. You feel a deep sense of peace, power, and happiness filling you up as you stand within this beautiful, sacred temple of yours. As you feel that deep peace, you notice a brilliant light shining from the next room, passing through the door. You see a beautiful spirit there. This is your guide to the Akashic Records, and you know that this loving being is here to help you. Stop and make a heart-to-heart connection with this being. Feel the powerful flow of unlimited love and abiding support. You realize that this being has a message for you now. Open your heart to receiving this guidance. It may be a word, a phrase, or even an image. Relax and take a moment to receive this message now. You know, as time goes on, you will continue to get more and more Akashic information from this loving guide. Let yourself be open to whatever's coming your way. Take a moment to thank your guide for the love and support here in your sacred temple. This is the temple of your soul, where your divine light shines and reminds you how valuable, deserving, and powerful you are. You can come back here whenever you want to find your center, reclaim your power, or connect with the Akashic Records and with the loving spirit that's around you now. This is your sacred place, filled with love and endless possibilities. When you're ready, see yourself leaving the room with the light and heading back towards the door of your sacred temple. At the door, you turn around and pause and look back at the room with the golden light, with your spirit that you know you can come back to anytime. But take that feeling with you, that peaceful, unconditional, loving feeling with you as you step through the door and outside, lovingly leaving, for now, your sacred temple. And you begin walking back down the road. Take a deep breath and slowly come back to present time and space, bringing the joy and the knowledge with you. Wiggle your toes, your fingers, hands. Stretch out. Slowly bring your consciousness back into the here and now, into this space. In the days, weeks, and months to come, you will be receiving more helpful information from the Akashic field through your intuition, the help of your spirit, and through this process. Continue to come back to this time and space. In the time to come, you will notice deeper and deeper connections with your guide and with other spirits, feeling the joy and guidance they bring. Let yourself come fully back slowly now, remembering your power and your ability to connect with the beauty, peace, and inspiration of this, your sacred temple. Ooh. Hopefully everybody was able to connect with their spirit and get a message or a feeling or a knowing when you visited your sacred temple and met your record spirit guide. There's 2 more paragraphs. You're welcome, Jennifer. You're very welcome. There's 2 more paragraphs to wrap this up after that amazing experience. The events of your present life are not your only history. Your eternal identity is a part of the mosaic of information that includes all the details of who you are, what you've experienced, and even what you may experience in the future. All of this can be unlocked like you just did. You have the ability to encounter eternity because you are already there. Your past, your future, your here and now are in the Akashic Records and are available to you. Your soul's map can show you where you've been and where your journey is heading. By discovering all the records have to offer, you open yourself to your soul's intentions. When that profound purpose is pursued, you will align yourself with the synchronicities of the universe, and you will realize that every single moment in your life is filled with infinite possibilities. So much energy with that. I feel like a lot of you were able to connect with your guides. A lot of you were able to get some messages, even if the messages was just one of healing, a healing presence. So much energy with that. Mm. All right, everybody. Healing and wholeness. Yeah, I was going to say, does anybody want to share if they were able to connect or if they got a powerful message? Kristen says healing and wholeness. Yes, absolutely. It's amazing. Healing and wholeness. That's so good. They literally want to help us. They want to help us. All we have to do is ask and be open and ready to receive. That's it. It really is that simple. We humans overcomplicate everything. The mind tries to overcomplicate everything. It really does. I'm guilty of it too. I think I told this story last week. In all of my work that I was doing on my journey, I knew I had guides, but I didn't know who they were. I didn't know their names. And I literally asked, who are my guides? I know I have guides. Who are they? And I went into this meditation and channel, and they were literally like screaming and clapping and laughing and happy. And they were like, oh my God, we've been waiting so long for you to ask that. And I can tell you that ever since that happened, I am not even in the same energetic field anymore. Not even in the same energetic field anymore. So they're there. The records are there. Our guides are there to help us. They're there. You just have to ask. So next week, we are moving more into about us. We're moving into part 2 next week, which is all about you. So that is connecting the past with the present is the next chapter, chapter 4. So that will be next Saturday. I do have to either figure something out, because I do have 2 Saturdays. I didn't realize I booked concerts back-to-back weeks, July 12th and July 19th. So I don't really necessarily want to skip like 2 full weeks of this. Maybe we can shift the day, at least one of the weeks or something, because I need to go to these concerts. They're holding codes for me, so I need to attend them. So, oh, Jennifer, thank you so much for your donation. I truly, truly appreciate that. Thank you, Anna. Oh, your first time here. Welcome, Anna. Welcome, welcome. So, for those who are new, my human name is Casey, but I'm currently walking the path of Soraya, the Echo Flame. I have been a teacher on Insight Timer here for about a year. I was a user for about 5 years before I became a teacher. In my day job, I'm a licensed mental health therapist. But this is what I love to do. I love to be here. I hold 2 lives a week. The first one is on Wednesday. It's called Wisdom Wednesday. It's at 7:33 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that's where I do oracle card readings and channeled messages. And then I do this story Saturday on Saturday at 7:33 Eastern Standard Time. Right now we're reading the Akashic Records, and then I already have the next book lined up, the Sophia Codes, which is going to flow great after the Akashic Records, flowing into the Sophia Codes. So I love this space. I love this community. I love being here with everyone. It is amazing. So hopefully I will see you again, Anna. If you don't follow me, certainly appreciate a follow. And then if you hit the 3 buttons above I think it's above the donate button. It's either above or below the donate button. If you hit those 3 dots, you can then either sign up to receive notifications, and that way any new tracks or any new lives come in, you'll see them in your feed. That's also where they now have kind of not really hidden, but hidden the way to message your teachers. You used to just be a button that said message, but now you have to go to the 3 dots to be able to message your teachers if you ever want to reach out to your teacher and ask them a question. I also have a group on here that I started a few weeks ago that I put a lot of channeled messages in, energy readings, and things like that, called the Sacred Soul Circle. Please feel free to join that. I feel like I'm missing something. I feel like I'm supposed to say something else. Sorry, I'm trying to remember the big email list from Insight Timer of all the new things that we have to, requirements for lives and things like that. Although they do tell you to ask for donations, but I'm not going to do that. I don't like doing that. I don't like doing that. So I certainly appreciate donations and will certainly take donations, but I don't like soliciting for donations. I hate that. So, Oh, you're welcome, Angela. Your support and suggestions help a lot. You are very welcome. I literally am the mirror. That is what I am. Soraya the Echo Flame. I am the mirror. So, all right, everybody. If it is your night, I hope you have a good rest of the night. If it is your day, I hope you have a good rest of the day. And then I hope to see you again either Wednesday or Saturday. Or if anybody is joining in on Eliyahu or CG's upcoming lives, I'll definitely be at Eliyahu's tomorrow, the 6:33 one. And then I think CG's got her radical reads in for next Friday night. So, oh, there you go. Eliyahu's still here. All right. So see you all soon.